Yo, what it do? It's your big dog Molly Ma. You're now rocking with a Squad Creators podcast on the TSH Network.
Bang yeah, bang yeah, bang yeah, bang yeah, bang yeah, bang yeah.
Going on, y'all? It's your guy, Seek Pierce, man. You can find me on social media at 12 Going Apparel. Brought out a special guest today, but first I'm going to have my co-host introduce himself.
It's your boy Mike Tees, the other half of Squad Creative Podcast. You can find me on all social media platforms at Mike Tees.
So, brother, can you introduce yourself, let the people know who you are with a brief history?
Yes, sir. What it do? It's your big dog Molly Ma from I Dews Kustomz. Been in the game now going on 2 years, and I'm proud of myself. Looking back, I came a long way. Got the pleasure of, learning from these two brothers right here. On it, I can't end enough words, man. I can say, man, how much y'all inspired and, taught me, man, along my little journey, man. But like I've been rocking for 2 years. I got a printing embroidery shop right here in my home, looking to scale and grow, and eventually, give me a building, give me a couple facilities, man, and do some big things, man, and definitely want to do what I can to bring significant value, man, to the industry, man. I got a different outtake on a lot of things, man, but hopefully, somebody will listen and I can help somebody out.
Yeah, man. So I want to ask, man, how did you get into the printing initially?
Well, I got to go back to 2019. So my wife was looking at starting up a clothing boutique for kids. So we have 5 sons. And for those y'all have kids, y'all understand, when we want to dress our boys up, we keep it simple, get them a t-shirt, maybe a polo, some cargo shorts or something, some nice sneakers, and boom, we out the door. Yep. Moms, on the other hand, want to do something a little different. They want to get the cute button-ups and all that kind of stuff, right? So she was looking at getting a clothing boutique started. And in the midst of her doing that, doing the research and getting everything together, she decided to buy me a heat press. Before she bought that heat press, I had no dreams, no aspirations, no desire to I wasn't even thinking about printing t-shirts for myself, let alone a business. But in the midst of doing that, I said, you know what? Or in the midst of her buying it, I said, okay, you know what? Maybe it's something here. Maybe this is a hidden gem that I could use, So I'm in the Navy. Been serving for 16 years. And
salute.
Appreciate that. So I was coming home from my last deployment in summer of 2020 when she bought the heat press. So I cracked it open in this room that I'm sitting in right now. Cracked it open, and I got intrigued, because I never really thought about making t-shirts, printing for other people, anything like that. So I'm the kind of guy, man. I go to Walmart, we be in groceries. Let me go on this clothing aisle and see what kind of graphic t-shirts they got. Cause that's all my closet had. I might have had a couple suits here and there, a couple polos, but I had graphic t-shirts out, out the yin yang. You name it. You name the genre of graphic t-shirt. I had it from movies, the cartoons, the whatever. Just cause I just like wearing graphic tees. And once I bust that heat press open, I got intrigued. I just went to YouTube University like everybody else. Started discovering the people that that lead the industry. Y'all, the Stans, the A Dubs, of the world, and just from there, man, I said, you know what, this is it. This is gonna be it for me.
Ma, what was your initial first thing that you pressed?
So one of my boys that I served with, we were talking about doing a podcast together, and he had the logo, right? And I had it sitting on my computer on Microsoft Word. It's long before I discovered any design programs or anything like that. I'm talking about green and green in the industry. And I was using heat transfer paper at the time. Okay. Didn't know nothing. Yeah, didn't know any other print methods. Like, wasn't familiar with nothing. And I had an inkjet printer. I had an Epson 7720, Workforce 7720. So I used some of that dark transfer paper. I printed it up on that heat press, and once I printed, I swear, man, like I feel like a kid in a candy store. I was like, ooh, It's gonna get real out here, man. I was like no lie. That night, I said, man, I'm gonna be a man on the streets. I'm talking. I'm on Google. I'm downloading all type of copywritten images, thinking I'm finna press these up on heat transfer paper, and I'm finna be slanging them out the trunk and like straight up, man. But I look at that shirt. I got to hang up in my closet now as like a kind of a testament / like reminder for myself, man. Like you done came a long way. That, like I'm talking like the design, like way up here on the neck, like you know what I'm saying. It's crooked and everything, man. It's on a Gilda G500 t-shirt.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying. But like I said, I look at it a lot now, and just to like I said, remind myself, man, you done came a long way now. Like and I wish, and hopefully this pro tip help everybody out that's listening, man. I wish I would have documented that beginning stages very, very early.
Yeah, man. Having that content is key, man.
Like just taking pictures, in which I took a few pictures and posted on my personal Facebook page, but recording, like just from the moment I decided, say, you know what, I'm gonna start me a print business. I wish I would have started it then, but it is what it is now. I'm documenting the journey now.
Good. So, man, you got 5 kids, 16 years in the military, and you got a full print shop in your home. How you got time for all this? How you balancing your time? And them boys alone, that's like 6 full-time jobs in one.
Straight up. It definitely took some getting used to, and a lot of sleepless nights, if you will, and a lot of a lot of sacrifice. Okay, you know what? I got this print job. I mean, it's gonna be tight. So I might go to this football game and then hurry and come back home and finish this print job, man. But I sat down and I heard 2 things. I heard this lady named Donnie Wiggins. She said, hard work without a plan is a recipe for a burnout. So, and then I heard E.T. the hip hop preacher once say, the thing that rich and wealthy people do is they have a schedule. So I did just that. I pulled out a tablet and I wrote myself a schedule down, like Saturday to Sunday. What am I gonna do? Every hour. What things I need to do. So my mornings, Monday through Friday, start at 3. I get up at 3, do my routine, get myself together, say a prayer in the morning, get myself ready to go work out. I get the kids lunch together, and then I spend about an hour, doing whatever I need to do for this print business to scale it. Whether it be editing content, whether it be, working on a print job, design work, paying bills for the business, whatever it is I need to do. I know what, beforehand when I get up in the morning, hey, you got this design, you got to finish up. Customer need a mock-up. Hey, you got to, put this shirt in the mail, man. So go ahead and print this up and get it out of the way, or embroider on this. I do that in the morning.
Yeah.
And take my kids.
I hate to just cut you off in the mid-sentence, bro, but you didn't say a couple of key factors, about the scheduling and how you get up. I got to double back to that for those that's trying to get on a schedule. How did you, when you first got on that, your schedule, was it hard to adjust to that?
Yes and no. Because initially I was already getting up early in the morning to work out, because I used to go to, sleep in until it's time for everybody to get up and go to school, go to work, come home, go to the gym, then come home, and then hurry, trying to scramble, do homework with kids, and do dinner and spend time with the wife, and it just felt like so much. So being a man of the house, I had to make that sacrifice. Like, hey, you got to get up in the morning and do what you need to do for you, so you can do everything for everybody else. So it wasn't really just about the schedule. It was the mentality piece. Like, are you willing to make this sacrifice an hour or maybe 2 of sleep, so that 1, your family get the time they deserve, and then as you pursue your dreams and goals, you know, you can make it happen. So that's what it was, the mentality. It wasn't easy though. It wasn't easy. Like the mornings, you know, alarm clock going off. I look at it and I'm like, you know what, man, that pillow felt kind of good right now. Let me lay back down and get like 2 minutes. And next thing you know, 2 minutes turn to 35 minutes. Like, oh man, I gotta get up. Come on, man, get up. So like, but now like I get up like clockwork.
How vital is that schedule? You know,
it's very important, man, because in a given week, like I got a little board over here behind me, right? And I got all my print shops listed, and I got due dates for every last one of them. And I know, okay, if I got this, okay, I got this 100 piece right here. I'm gonna do it in these, you know, and do it in these 3 days, right? Even though it could take me like an hour to do it, because I'm gonna probably use super color or something. But because of the dynamic of my family, and the, you know, of course, of me trying to, you know, scale up this business, I'm gonna break it up in these 3 days. I'm gonna put a timestamp here for me to do it, you know, an hour, you know, 45 minutes, whatever it is, knock out as many as I can. And that way it's not taken away from anything else in my life. Because time is the most important asset of all.
Say that again.
Time is the most important asset of all. That's something you cannot get back. They constantly printing money. They constantly building homes. They constantly, you know, reprinting up shirts and all that type of stuff. You know, like technology is constantly evolving, but you can't get back time.
Period. So, man, speaking of time, 16 years in the military, man, like a lot of your discipline has to come from that. How much of that do you attribute to you running your business successfully?
Oh man, a fair amount, because that's where the scheduling piece come in. It's, you know, me being, you know, kind of I ain't gonna say I'm at the top of the food chain, but I'm, you know, I'm up there, you know, and I have to lay the foundation for the younger generation, which means, you know, I got to come in a little bit early. I need to see what tasking we got to get done for the day. Make sure I put the right people in the right places. Make sure I hold people accountable to make sure they handle their business. You know what I'm saying? They call, you know, in the military, like on time is late. And nowadays, 15 minutes, you know, prior is late. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm usually, you know, at work an hour early, you know, that way I can take care of what I need to take care of for me the day prior, or start, you know, for the current day that I'm on, get ahead of the game. And then, you know, again, set people in place where I need to set them at. You got to do this. You need to do that. Y'all need to come together and figure this out. At this time, let me know what's going on. If you're running into roadblocks, tell me then so we can address it instead of trying to, you know, be reactive to it later.
Right.
Period. So what is your rank? What do you do?
So I'm a first class petty officer. I'm an administrator. You know, I would say is equivalent to, you know, civilian HR. You know what I'm saying? Civilian HR, more payroll. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody get their check. Because I tell you this, man, being on this side, even we probably get it the worst. Like when it comes to our money, man. Like you get overpaid, they snatching it ASAP. But if they owe you money, they taking 6 months to give it to you, to a year to give it to you, man. So that's kind of where, you know, where I kind of come in at, you know, as that, you know, HR payroll, you know, supervisor, say, okay, these people earned this, they, you know, on entitled to this. Let's make sure they get their money. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of, and if we owe the government, well, look, I'm not gonna take it out your paycheck, but you know, immediately. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stretch it out over a couple paychecks, so that way you're not in the financial hardship.
Wow.
So that's my role. That's my, you know, my job. But
how is it printing and, you know, being in the military? Like, is that work hand in hand? Like, does that help you with the printing side of it?
Man, I'm glad you asked that question, bro. So it definitely goes hand in hand, because, and definitely want to say this for anybody that's going to hear this. If you are in, you know, area like San Diego, California, you know, I'm in Norfolk, Virginia, or like, you know, Jacksonville, Florida, any town that has a military, a Navy base in particular, that's a market for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, we are allowed to, you know, to sell decorated apparel, you know, to, you know, kind of fundraise, right? To do kind of fun things, you know, outside of work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's constant selling novelty items, t-shirts, hoodies, you know, towels, you know, coins, you know, challenge coins, belt buckles, all that type of stuff. So that's a market right there, right?
Yeah, man.
And you know, I'm in these Facebook groups, you know, with my contemporaries and, you know, different people, right? And they're always asking, hey man, who y'all go through to get y'all shirts printed up? You know, who print this up for y'all? And I'm like, ooh, I found some, I got something here. So now in another gym, word of mouth is better. Man, I get DMs and emails all the time. Hey, such and such said you print t-shirts. Hey, I saw you posted in the group. You made these shirts for such and such, man. Can I get a quote? And it just be rolling. It just roll, man. Like, so it definitely goes hand in hand. And then I'm able to speak the language to people too.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand, you know, what they're really looking for and what's the motive behind, you know, them buying shirts and them getting hoodies. A lot of times it's gonna be the resale. Okay, cool. I get you at a wholesale price, no problem. You know what I'm saying? It works out. It worked out a lot.
Yeah, man. Have you ever been to the night up in the Bremerton, Washington? Ever?
No. I actually I'm gonna be in San Diego August.
Mm-hmm.
Be up there temporarily for about a month. You know, helping out on one of the ships.
Man, I used to live in Bremerton, and so when we had 9/11, where I lived, you go out to my house sat back on a lot, but then you go out to the stairs to get up to my house, and the Navy base is just right here and to the left, and it was like a scary thing because it was a no-fly zone, and all you saw was fighter jets flying over. You know, and it was just like a weird time, man, just to be able to see that. And like, but one thing I noticed is that a lot of people in the Navy were from down south.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans, so
yeah.
But now what it is, when I first came in, a lot of people that I met, believe it or not, were from the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people from New York, Baltimore, Philly, you know, the Carolinas, even though that's considered the South, but it's still on the East Coast. Like I met a lot of people from the East Coast. But nowadays, everybody from the South joined the military.
Yeah.
She was like, everybody below the Mason-Dixon line joined the military.
I'm looking at your shirt and your hat. I just realized that. I know we in the middle of the episode. Right. All right.
Yeah, shout out to BKL Visions for this artwork, man.
Oh yeah. So break down to us what all methods of printing that you do.
Man, so right behind me over here, on this side over here, I got the Rico RI1000 DTG printer. Okay. I just got that actually about 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago. It's about time for me to do my monthly maintenance on it. I also have a Racoma MT1501 embroidery machine. And when I get large orders, I go to Supercolor or Transfer Express if it's it's 1-2 color design. I got 2 Epson Workforce 7720 printers for converted for sublimation. The only thing I really do subs on really be like tumblers or mugs. I really don't do shirts that often. I really don't really get anybody really trying to buy white shirts or even trying to get all the prints like that. So probably because I haven't really promoted it like that. But for the most part, I do tumblers and coffee mugs with the sub printer. I do have a vinyl cutter over here. I got a Cameo 4. I'm choosing violence today, man. We don't rock a cricket over here.
That's so man.
Nah, man. Shout out to everybody that use cricket, man. One of my boys, man, his wife does shirts. She uses cricket and she catches hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a Cameo 4 over here, 12-inch cutter. Use a variety of vinyls. I tried them all. The Econos and Caesars and the Thermoflex, B-Flex. I used pretty much sampled all the different flavors of vinyl that's out there. I got off of heat transfer paper after about a couple of months of testing out and trying to figure out print methods and learning along my journey, man. So yeah, that's all the print methods I use.
What's your favorite vinyl? I'm gonna ask that from Mike T's.
Ooh, so it's hard, man, because the first vinyl I got was Thermoflex Plus, and I like it because it's heavy duty, but not heavy duty.
It's soft.
Yeah, it's soft and it's durable. You know what I'm saying? But they don't come in a lot of variety. And the colors aren't bright. You know what I'm saying? They're real matte. So that's kind of like, if I'm using white, cool. If I'm using black, okay, cool. But if I want like a bright red or something like that, then I gotta go with Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Like I tested out, like I said, I used Econo before. I liked it. It was good. I used B-Flex before. It was good. I just bought them in like little small rolls, white vinyl, just to like throw them on the shirt because I was still learning at the time. But if I had to choose a vinyl, I'm gonna say Thermoflex, but Caesar like 1A, and it's only because they got a variety of colors, like a plethora of colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would probably say that. I would definitely say Thermoflex.
I just asked for Mike T's. You kind of broke his heart, but
look, I know we all know Mike T's. Is the vinyl king. All right. I watched the video, man, help me layering like 10 colors one time. Like, bro, you got time. You got time in the world, my brother. Because anything past 2 colors, I'm like, shoot.
Man, I'm tweet telling.
I'm like, and then even now we're using vinyl. If I'm gonna do vinyl, it got to be like a silhouette design. Like I used to catch hell in the very beginning. Call myself using a vinyl color for an image, and they got like a lot of those fine details. Yeah. Oh man, I would be sitting under my little LED light, sweating like, yo, I'm about to mess this up. I don't want to recut it. Like, salute to you, bro. You got time on your hands, man, to be cutting all that, cutting weed and a lot of vinyl. Like, I'm not going past like 5 shirts with vinyl.
Yeah.
Similarity though with that vinyl and then with the embroidery, because you can't do a lot of fine detail with that either, right?
So you can. It's just about the needle sizes, and and I'm kind of still going through my testing phases and really fine tuning it, learning it, because it ain't like just, hey, I got this image, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the on the embroidery. Like, you have to you got to digitize, and I'm still learning to digitize, and that ain't no joke.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Ain't no joke, boy. Like, it ain't hard, but it's like it's so much to it. You know what I'm saying? It's so many tools, there's so many like pieces to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to master that, and that's another stream of income. That's another tool like I can offer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to learn that, but I just been doing basic stuff, just sampling stuff on hats, and I got some old T-shirts in the garage, and I'm like, okay, let me just use this as a sample to see how well I can embroider and see if I experience any of these like headaches. Like, I do get thread breaks from time to time, but haven't had any needle break, knock on wood. But you can do fine details. You just you got to change out the needle sizes. Some needles are just like, I use the universal needles that you kind of go through anything, but like fine detail, like real fine detail, you got to change the needles out for those kind of things. I ain't there yet, but I'm gonna get there.
So I want to talk about that DTG, man. We don't get a lot of people that do DTG, man. So give me your perspective on DTG.
Bruh, since I had it, man, I love it. Straight up. I definitely want to salute to A-Dub, man, because he helped me out along the way a lot. And he's the only person that I can recall has the Rico R1000, let alone print with DTG. And him, and I don't know if y'all know Sean from SC Shirts and Hoodies.
Yes.
He got some DTG printers in his shop too. So I watch a lot of their content, and that motivated me to want to get one, because situations like this. You get a customer, hit you up, hey, I want to get this design right here on a shirt. Okay, cool. Send you the design, but they only want like 4 shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And like I could go the DTF route, but you know, honestly, for me personally, in my experience, I haven't run across any DTF transfers that last, you know, a good amount of washes. All the ones that I've sampled, you know, 5, 6 washes, and they start to crack a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who was printing them?
Yeah, everywhere. I sampled maybe like 4 or 5 different ones, and like all of them within the average about 6 washes, they start to crack. So I'm just like, man, like, because you know, I hit you up, I was gonna go to DTF route. I was talking to my wife about it, but it just because of, you know, scheduling and because of my workload and things like that, I wanted to have enough time to, you know, to focus on the DTF printer. You know, because I know they need some TLC.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting around and thinking, okay, maybe DTG route, because the last thing I want to do is order super color, even though now the minimum is 10, and somebody want 4 shirts, I'm not going to give them 6 shirts for free.
Right.
That'd be just insane. So I looked into the DTG, everything worked out. You know, the people over at Rico, I actually went through the company Rico directly to get this DTG printer. And people real nice, real helpful. They got a lot of information, a lot of tools to help. And it's actually the system and the processing is real easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People probably see this and think about, oh, what's the maintenance on it? Bruh, I'm gonna show you the maintenance right now. This right here is the daily maintenance.
That's it?
What you doing? Just shaking the inks?
Yeah, I get the white 1 and the white 2 and shake it for 50 seconds.
You don't got a white nut, man?
That's it. It comes with 2. It comes with 2 white cartridges. Hopefully y'all can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully y'all can see that. They come with 2 cartridges, white 1 and white 2. And I shake them both for 50 seconds.
How long does it take to print a shirt?
Depending on how big and how much like fine detail and colors the image is, under a minute.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because on the dark shirts, it has to lay a white the white ink first, the white underbase first, then it prints the color on top. So like I said, depending on how big and how much colors, how fine it is. Like this one right here, this one took about 35 seconds to print. I'm printing on a test shirt. Yeah.
So what size can you print up to?
The large platen is 16 by 19.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow, that's whole front.
yeah, 16 by 19 is large. So I got the large platen and I got the medium size. The medium is 12.6 by 18. Mm-hmm. That's the one it comes with. And then I got the small platen coming, so I could do toddler shirts and kid shirts. That one is 10.3 by 13, something like that.
Yeah.
So this is a question I gotta ask you. You gotta have that small platen to do a small kid shirt. You couldn't just do it with the.
So I could do youth shirts on it on the medium platen. It's just when I go to make sure it's nice and even and put like the little top cover on it. You know, sometimes it don't catch all the way in the inside. Like on a medium youth shirt, it'll be good. Like it'll be like on the side right here, right on the sides back here. Okay, I'm all in the way. But anyway, they got so you put it on the side of the platen, and then you have like a little bracket, right, to keep the shirt in place. So, and of course, something with the adult shirt, you have access, hanging over the side you can tuck in. With a youth shirt, they don't really have much slack on the side. So sometimes it doesn't fit, in the bracket, and it like pops up. Gotcha. So that's why I want to get a smaller platen, so that way, I can make sure it's nice and snug in there.
So how easy was it incorporating that into your business, your existing business?
Oh man, that was easy. I'm talking like once I got it and set it up, I threw a couple, videos out there to, people seeing me printing with it and everything, and everybody's like, "Oh man, you got the new printer, man. Can you print this? Can you print that?" Yeah, send me the image, but you better send me the right specs for that image though, because people still be sending me these JPEGs and these screenshots, cell phones and stuff, and I'm like, bro, nah, I need 300 DPI. I need it in a PNG file. All right. Then
a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, I can print it up. But yeah, at least it was so easy to incorporate it, man. Like I said, when you get those customers that come by and they want, 4, 6, little shirts for somebody's birthday or, whatever the occasion may be, just cause, man, I could pre-treat, I could throw it on a Rico and get it out to them. You know what I'm saying? In a day, because this is how most print on demand companies, get stuff out. They use DTG.
How many shirts you think you can print on that in an hour?
It depends, man. It's a lot you got to take into it, because you got to take into account the pre-treat, curing the pre-treat, obviously, as far as like the actual printing itself, the factoring, trying to factor in, okay, a design, how big it is, and how much detail, how much color is in it. Like say this, for example, right here, in an hour, I probably could print, having all my shirts already pre-treated, ready to print. I would guesstimate I probably could do about 15 in an hour.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, about 15. I'd say about 15 in an hour. 20 if I'm just like standing next to the printer and I'm just, as soon as it come off, I'm loading it on. Boom, just steady moving.
Let's talk about that pre-treat a little bit, man. What's the process and you got to go through for that?
So I have my pre-treatment machine is the Viper Mini. It's a handheld spray gun. The most common one I've seen people use is the Wagner spray gun. Yeah, you can buy that from like any hardware store, right? But most of the companies that sell DTG printers, they sell that one too. And basically, pre-treat it's kind of like a liquid glue, right? So that way the DTG ink can adhere to the garment. And you have to find out where your happy medium is as far as how much not to pre-treatment to put on your shirt. Because you over pre-treat, and it'll your shirt will be too damp, and you can mess around. If you press it too long, you can burn it. You can get those scorch marks. But if you put too little and go to print, your image is gonna come out messed up. But what I found for my happy medium was 3 passes. I go from the top collar down, and then from the bottom up, and then I go from left to right. Give it one little even pass. But I've been looking at actual pre-treatment machines because they got some out there. They're a little pricey, but there's some out there that that can do that work for me and give me the right amount that I'm looking for. But I found a happy medium as far as curing my pre-treatment, because the recommended time and temperature, it was leaving that box mark on my shirts, and it looked like I was burning them, burning the pre-treatment. And I also found out that depending upon the type of shirt that you use determines how much pre-treatment you should use as well.
I'm sorry, but as far as like thickness or
right. So Gildan G500, which is a heavy cotton shirt, it may take a little bit more pre-treatment, but because of the way the fibers are on the shirt, the pre-treatment, it can be finicky with trying to cure it and get it to stick inside the fibers. But a ring spun cotton shirt like a Bella canvas, they take pre-treatment well. Because it's woven, it's nice and tight. The fibers are already laying down, they're smooth. So I found to use soft style shirts a lot better when it comes to pre-treatment. And I've dialed down my regular the recommended temperature. That makes a hell of a lot easy.
So how do you cure them?
So I take my so first I spray it up, right? And then let me back up. I pre-press first. Just like you would do any other print method, right? pre-treatment for 5 seconds, just holding it over, holding the top of the heat press down over it, pre-treat it, and then I lay it under the press. I put down a piece of craft paper, and then I put another craft paper on top of it, kind of like sandwiching it. And then I hover for about 5 seconds, and then I clamp it down, close it down for 15 seconds at 300 degrees. And after it, opens up, take the top craft paper off, and I give it like a few seconds to kind of, air out or whatnot. You're going to see vapors coming up, which is pretty normal. And you also got to do it at light pressure so those vapors can dissipate. And then I go ahead and hit it again for another 20 seconds at light pressure, and then I'm good.
Yeah, man.
I was scared at first. I was scared at first when I was pre-treating because it does give your shirt kind of like a little hard, not really hard, but like a little I guess hard is the word, hard surface.
Yeah.
So it made me nervous thinking like, oh man, am I doing it too long? But I kind of, reached out to some people and found out it's kind of normal. So it's just like, the pre-treatment, like I said, once you cure it, it bonds with those fibers to give it like a little rough, hard kind of like surface.
So like a starch.
Right. Exactly. So, and then, but once you after the first wash, it goes away. It goes away. The press box goes, obviously, the press box goes away when the shirt cools off. And then as far as that little hard, surface, it goes away after the first wash. So I've been telling everybody, wash a shirt before. I'm telling them this anyway, but I tell them, wash your shirt before you wear it.
Yeah.
Are you in a well-vented area when you're doing this treatment?
Yes, absolutely. Because, you definitely don't want to be in the area with them fumes. But again, because it's like, it's a glue-like substance, and you hitting with that heat, those vapors are coming up. You don't want anybody breathing that. So I do it in my garage. But as long as you're in a room, a well-ventilated room, or at least with a window or something like that, you pre-treatment and something like that. But I do mine in my garage.
Okay,
it's good to know. I want to ask, man, how do you've grown pretty quick, like from over the time, the last year or two we've been following you and stuff. Like, so how do you choose what's next to add to the shop?
So big picture wise, right? I had a conversation with myself on where do I want, to take this, right? And Stan said something, man, that was so profound, man, and I had to take it literal, right? He said that what we do should be bigger than t-shirts, right? And at first, I'm kind of like didn't understand it, but over time now I do.
Yeah,
the heat press, the DTG printer, and embroidery machine, that's all cool and everything, but it's not the say all be all. It's not the end game. The end game is to turn this business into a lucrative asset and pass it down to my kids. They pass it down to their kids, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I had to do what I call dream, right?
Period.
I saw on YouTube one day this company, I won't say the company because I don't want to give them no free promotion, but I saw this company and they had a facility, right? 65,000 square feet. And they got the set, they got the setup with screen print and DTG and embroidery and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, wow, man, like one day, like that's how my facility gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to help people out, you know what I'm saying? Like that guy that, might have just got out of jail, man, that can't catch a break. You know what I'm saying? He a good dude, but just can't catch a break.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? These kids, got kids, man, that's, want to keep them off the streets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come, you can't go sweep up in a barbershop. Come on, work in the shop. You know what I'm saying? Come fold some t-shirts, earn a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to overall get a big facility or a couple facilities and to really, like I said, grow something that I could pass down to my kids in the future. So it's a matter of learning all these different print techniques. You know what I'm saying? For sure, I want to do that for sure. To be able to help people out and pass, information, but to again grow and have like a legit print business, man. Like I saw something I saw something that on YouTube from Racoma where they were talking about how you know, how inflation is going on right now, and you know, everything, you know, prices off the chain, right? But ironic enough, everybody still want custom printing.
Period.
Right? Like, this industry is steady growing, right? Because you know, and I did some research and found out a lot of the big corporations, they don't go to like other big print shops. They go to the small print shops.
Yeah, it's cheaper on.
Yeah, they go to the small print shop. They go to the small print shops and be like, "Hey, let me get 200 of these, 300 of these." Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, I need them contracts.
Yeah,
I need those contracts. But in order for me to get to those contracts, I gotta put the work in. I gotta put the work in, service the people in the community. You know what I'm saying? Provide value to other people, and then continue to grow. So that way I can't, let my reputation speak for itself. So I mean, learning all the print methods. You know what I'm saying? And master them the best I can. You know what I'm saying? And pass that information on to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Without a price tag. So yeah, that's kind of my mindset when I go to scale. I follow everybody. Too. Like, not like I'm stalking, but just kind of like paying attention to, seeing how people move, seeing how they grow their businesses, the stands and the A-Dubs of the world, to try to, follow the blueprint. Like, okay, damn, they got that. Okay, will that work for me? Do I have a place for that right now? Actually, you know what? I do have a place for it right now because of this right here. And I kind of just map it out in my head like that.
That makes sense, man. So with the military, like, are there times that you're like, how often do you get deployed? And like, say you get deployed today, how would that affect your printing business?
That hurt. Straight up. It would definitely hurt, man. Luckily now I'm on shore duty, so I'm on shore duty at least for the next 18 months. Don't see no ships or anything like that, because all my deployments have been on board ships. So anybody that's listening to this, Google Navy aircraft carrier. You'll see what I be floating on.
Bro, I'm telling you, I used to live across the street from there, man. Them things is huge, man.
Look,
huge.
Being out there, man, for 6 to 9 months with the same 5,000 to 6,000 people every day, man. That don't wear on you.
Yeah, I bet, man.
But it definitely would affect me, because again, I'm gonna be away from everything. Like, I'm not gonna have access to my social medias like that. Not really my emails or anything like that. So it would definitely hurt. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, keep pushing, keep scaling, keep grinding to where I can bring somebody in, a couple people in to help, make this thing, smooth or well-oiled machine, so where if I gotta leave, they hold me down. I've been teaching my sons too. Like,
that's right.
My oldest son, look, come in here, watch this.
Yeah.
Just little stuff, but they don't be interested in it though.
Yeah. They'll find their way.
But they be like, "Hey, can you make this shirt for me right quick?"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Where your money at?"
Yeah.
But you my dad. You right, I'm your dad, but you ain't talking to dad. you talking to I Dews Kustomz. So where your money at,
man? Yeah, how they react to that?
They'll pay.
Yeah,
they'll pay. My youngest ones, they'll come and they'll give me like $2. That I gave them like earlier that day. I got $2. I get a shirt. All right, I make you a shirt. Then I mess around and get right back to them anyway. They don't even be knowing it.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool though, man. Teach them a lesson. So like, how long you got left in the military, man? Like, when do you know that it's time to just be a print shop and not fight for the country?
Man, I be having these thoughts every day. So right now, the contract I'm on right now, I finish it out. I have in 2022, so I have 4 years left. So that would take me to 20, and I can go ahead and retire. God bless it, and y'all be cool. But I'm still want to continue, continue my career and continue to excel, at a high level. And the higher you go up, the better the opportunities are to give back to the people, the new generation. Training them up, make sure they're good, telling them about mistakes, not to make, and things they should do. How to take good advantage of the military. With education and all these different type of programs and things like that, right? So, depending upon where I'm at in my career, when that time comes, like I said, I may hang it up and like, hey, full time, let's go. But like I said, I got 4 years left on this contract that I'm on right now, and we're gonna see what happens, at the end. But I definitely want to, like I said, continue to excel, rank up, and like I said, be in a better position to give back to newer generation.
Yeah, man. One more military question. Have you ever been in any type of action? Seen any action out there?
I've never been boots on ground. All my deployments, all 6 of my deployments, have been on the ships, been on a Navy aircraft carrier. The longest one I've done was almost 10 months. The shortest one I've done was which actually was my last one, was about 7 months, 7.5 months. And but never been, boots on ground.
Shit, that's cool though, man. Still, man.
Yeah, still it never gets easy. I say don't get easy, but it gets easier, as far as you as an individual with enough experience. But it never gets easy, man, when you got family.
Period.
Like since I've been with my wife, man, like I done deployed 3 times. Me and her been together, almost 10 years, married almost 8, and shoot, our first year actually living together, I ended up, going on deployment. So yeah, it definitely takes a toll, So it takes a toll on you as an individual, but definitely family, man. Like it hit them hard.
I feel it, man. I understand that totally.
And we appreciate you and your services. I know I said it at the beginning, I said it in the middle. I'm gonna always continue to say we appreciate all that you have done for us in this country.
Appreciate it.
Man, you said you did 16 years and you look about 17. So
I'm telling you, got that black face, man.
Wait till I shave this off. I really look young, man. I'm actually about to turn 36.
36. Oh yeah, you still mama's baby though.
Hey, 14, bro. They got the man at 14.
Yeah, man. Once I hack all this off, I get down to about 28.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So man, what type of lessons? Okay, so combining military thought and business thought, what type of lessons are you teaching your children from those two?
Oh man. So I tell them this. Right now, you as children, you have 3 things that your mom and I are going to ask of y'all on a daily until y'all become adults. Use your manners, do your chores at home, get good grades in school. Everything else gonna fall into play.
Period.
I say y'all don't have to worry about getting jobs. If you want to get a job, when you get old enough, you're 16, but I don't want to get a job, we'll explore it. But those are the 3 things we want you to do. Do your chores, use your manners, get good grades. I've also been teaching them, about holding themselves accountable. Don't let nobody else hold you accountable first before you hold yourself accountable. That's like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been teaching them as well as the power, the power or lack thereof, the power of $1. Y'all have kids. You give your kids, I go to the barbershop and get my hair cut, right? If I got a little change left over, I try to split it amongst them, right? The minute I give it to them, oh, can we go to get ice cream from the ice cream truck? No, man. Why don't you invest that $1 into something?
Yep.
Once you take that $1, break it up into 50 cents and take 50 cents and go invest in something, right? Stuff like that. Being men of their word. And probably one of the most important things, man, is having discipline. I tell them all the time when I gotta get on them. I tell them, look, as long as y'all in my house, under my roof, under my rules, y'all will not grow up to be undisciplined young men.
Period.
Straight up, like if you gotta be somewhere at a certain time, and you're not perfect, you're never gonna be perfect. You might run late, but if you gotta be somewhere at a certain time, do your best to be there.
Yeah.
If you say you're gonna do something for somebody, handle your business.
Yep.
Things like that. My age difference with my boys is I ain't gonna say big, but my older two I have to talk to way different than my younger three.
Right.
My older two are 14 turning 15 and 11 turning 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they feeling themselves. They think they got the world figured out already.
Don't they?
You know what I'm saying? Well, my younger three, I have a 7 turning 8, 5 turning 6, and my baby just turned 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of, talk to them a little differently, talk to them a little bit softer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And try to explain things to them in a, easy kid-friendly language. Like they know what an asset is, right? Trying to teach them financial literacy just a little bit, based on what I know and what I've researched, but telling them, in a easy language they can understand. Like if I ask them, what is an asset right now? Oh, I'm somebody that helps people out. I'm somebody that, that brings value to people. Like they can speak to that level. So that's the kind of things I've been trying to teach them.
Hell yeah. So
when they get older, they in the game. They in the game way better than I ever was.
Good.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man.
So, man, what kind of advice you got for some new print shop? Somebody that want to get into printing and t-shirts and the whole nine, man.
Man, I'm glad you asked that question, man. First, I would tell everybody, stop asking what the best is. Don't care what the best is. Get what you can afford.
Period.
Straight up. Whatever your bank account say you can get it. Or if you can't, or under that, whatever it is, don't worry about what the best. Everybody has their opinion on what the best. Straight up. I did a video, my last video on YouTube, when I compared, different sublimation blanks, and the common question was asked, what's the best? I tell you what I like, but the best is gonna be what works for you.
Absolutely.
What you like ain't gonna be what I like, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to heat presses. It don't matter what heat press you got. If a customer comes to you and say, can you print this shirt up for me? They're not asking, man, what type of heat press you use to make that shirt?
At all.
They probably don't even know what a heat press is.
That's almost like telling somebody how much you bench press.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody asks. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna ask you, man. They see you doing your thing. Your body look a certain way. Oh man, what's the workout routine? That's what they're gonna ask.
Yeah.
Now if you get somebody on the same playing field, then that might be different. Like the three of us might ask each other, oh man, what type of heat press is that? Oh man, how's it working out for you? You know what I'm saying? Like that. But when it comes to a customer that's not in this game, they're not asking that. They don't ask you what type of vinyl, what type of paper, what type of inks, and all that. All that. You may get it. Somebody asks what kind of shirt do you use, right?
Yeah.
You may get that. As far as
women mainly do that,
right? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that's familiar, that might have a clothing brand and you want to be specific. Like I want a soft style shirt. You know what I'm saying? Not a heavy cotton boxy shirt. That's one thing. But anything else, nobody asking that. So don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in, what's the best this, what's the best that. You know what I'm saying? Go with what you can afford, straight up. Look, if you got to get that combo heat press off of Amazon, that's a 12 by 15, get that. You know what I'm saying? Because what people more importantly going to care about is the finished product. They're going to see you with the vinyl, if you're using vinyl or if you're using DTL prints or whatever, they're going to see that shirt or that hoodie. And I'm like, man, that's clean right there, man. How much you charge? That's what don't worry about. Don't get caught up with the best. Get caught up on getting started. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got this method. It's called D.R.E.A.M. Make a decision. if you're gonna do this or not. Make the decision if you actually gonna take, this, some people this is how I hustle, some people it's a full-time thing. But if you're gonna get into this industry, make a decision whether you're gonna do it or not, and if you're gonna benefit from it. Do the research. Find out what you need to know, and they go learn what you need to know. Some people, they're gonna give it to you for the free. Some people, they may charge you a little bit. You pick the route that works best for you.
Period.
You got to execute. Execute. Come up with a plan. Execute it with no excuses.
Period.
Oh man, nope. Go do it. Kobe Bryant once said when he signed a contract with himself that he's gonna get up, at whatever time he gets up and gonna go work out, he's gonna go do it. Then you gotta turn. Then once you execute that plan, you gotta turn it into an asset. No more. Don't think of it as a side hustle. You know what I'm saying? Don't think, oh man, I done printed up some t-shirts, I done charged $25, $30. I done made $15 profit or whatever off the shirts. I'm gonna go spend that money on whatever. No, don't do that. Fold that money back into your business. Grow your business. Turn it into an asset so you can pass that on to somebody else. Because you can't take the heat press with you when you die.
Sure can.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take the shirts and you can't take, the printers and all that type of stuff. Pass it on to somebody else. And then lastly, it's the mindset. You got to have a growth mindset. You got to pay attention to the streets. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody moving a certain way, they're doing a certain thing, learn from them. You know what I'm saying? Learn from everybody. Don't never think you know it all. You know what I'm saying? No matter how big or how small, the information is. And then pass that information on. Give it to somebody, not with the intent of collecting dollars or collecting, some type of notoriety. Give them the information because you want to see somebody else succeed.
Why is that important though?
That's how you build relationships. Relationships is what's important. I wouldn't be here having a conversation with y'all right now if I didn't develop some type of relationship with y'all over the last, however long, we've known each other.
Right.
Saying y'all wouldn't be, on the TSH Network if y'all didn't develop, a relationship with Stan.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? And the other side of changing your mindset is when you want to do something, right? Yeah. Stop saying I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
This DTG printer, for example, if I tell people the price tag, oh man, I can't mess with that. Why you can't? Why can't you sell some t-shirts or sell whatever it is you're selling and let it pay for itself?
Period.
Man.
So basically, what you're telling us is, dream. Get started.
Get started, man. Like right now, for anybody that's watching this, if you think to yourself, man, I want to, get into printing t-shirt, I want to start a business or a clothing brand. From the moment that thought hit your mind, pull your phone out, stand in front of the camera and say, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm starting such and such print shop. I'm starting such and such clothing brand, coming soon, and get started.
Period.
Straight up.
So let me wrap this up, man. We been chopping it up with Marlon I Dews Kustomz. He's been in the military for the past 17 years. While doing that, he started a print shop via his wife gifted him a heat press, and he let it sit. Unlike what he just told y'all to do. Don't let it sit. When you get something like that, make that plan a reality by actually going forth with it. We greatly appreciate your service. He's definitely grown his print industry, I should say, with multiple different ways in this print industry. And he's hoping to grow and add more. And through that, we appreciate you coming on the show. It was mind-blowing to me. I'm always learning something.
Man.
Appreciate you though, man. I mean, just the fact that, man, you in the military and you run this print shop and you a father of 5, a husband and a father of 5. Salute, brother. That's a lot. And man, we look forward to watching the growth. And before we close, man, shout out where they can find you at.
Yeah, man. So I'm on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All handles at I Dews Kustomz. You know, anybody got any questions on anything? Like I said, I'll be the first to tell you I don't know it all. You know, I'm still learning. I still learn from Seek. I still learn from Mike and everybody else that's been in the game longer than me. But if there's anywhere I can help, hit me up. You know, DM me, email me at customer support at idewskustomz.com. You know what I'm saying? So all social media handles at I Dews Kustomz.
Yeah, brother. Thank you, man.
Really appreciate you.
For sure, for sure.
And for everybody out there, man, this episode and all the other episodes, you can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts. If you just want to listen to the audio, we will see you next time.
And don't forget to join that Facebook group.
Yes,
Squad.
peace.